For you that aren't aware, this year we've been working with the Eurasian Creative Guild to bring in some films that you literally would not see in this country. I'd like to get our guests here to introduce themselves and explain what their connection is with the film, if that's okay.
Yeah. First of all, I would like to thank Mr. Spencer for having us here. Yeah, it's a good opportunity for us, and I'm so honored. And it's a good opportunity not only for me, for my country as well. It's appreciation of my culture, of my history. In this film, you can feel whole history of our life. It's after the Second War time, and I hope you feel some flavor of my country watching this film, and that's why I can say it's a good opportunity for us to be here. And thank you, Marat, as well, as a creative from the Creative Guild, to give us chance to have this festival during your festival as well. And this My Name Is Kozha, it's an iconic film, and its director is my father-in-law, Abdullah Karsakbayev. And we have streets named after my father-in-law's name in my country, and the schools streets named after his name. And he's most nominated and most screened. All of his films, he made 8 films, and all 8 films kept on Golden Fund in Moscow. It belongs not only to Kazakhstan, to Soviet Union country. All his 8 films, and yes, he's most nominated. Iconic film director. And Tokhtar is his son. Maybe he can say some words about this film and about his father.
Thank you. Firstly, good evening, good day, dear friends. I want to thanks for organization this year, for you, Mr. Ahmedjanov Marat. Yeah. This is movie he made 1963. It's first movie who made my father. This movie nominated it's Cannes Festival officially, and
it got prize, but it was not from Kazakhstan. It was from Soviet Union time. Even he couldn't go there. It was prohibited to go to the director. Okay.
Sorry, I tell you Russian. His producer translate. Это первый фильм, первый и единственный фильм со всего среднеазиатского региона, который официальный участник Каннского фестиваля, официальный конкурсный участник Каннского фестиваля.
It's the first and the only one film from Kazakhstan which is participated officially at the Cannes Film Festival. It's nominated.
Каннский фестиваль, как вы в курсе, один из престижнейших фестивалей Оскар и Канны.
As you know, Cannes Festival is like a most prestigious film festival in the world.
Да, и из Казахстана на Каннском фестивале много фильмов было, но они были вне конкурса и неофициально участвовали.
Okay. There were other films in Cannes Festival from Kazakhstan. Some of them official, some of them not officially.
И вот этот фильм «Меня зовут Kozha» — это единственный прецедент, официальный участник, и еще взял приз за лучший детский фильм. Больше официально в конкурсе от Казахстана и Средней Азии не участвовало в фильмах.
It's Abdullah Karsakbayev's first film, and for the first film he got big prize. First film. It was officially participated at the Cannes Festival.
Ну, я думаю, вам было приятно, понятно эта картина. Почему? Потому что детские фильмы, они все понятны. Даже если человек не понимает на каком-то языке, классический дух фильма, он передается. И я надеюсь, вы сами потом пару слов скажете, какие впечатления у вас были.
He thinks even if it's like it's made in Kazakhstan, different culture, different mentality, I think it will you will found some close to your soul. If you have some your opinions, you are welcome to say your opinions about this film.
I've got a couple of questions for
Okay,
you.
good.
So what do you think it is about this film that has really stood the test of time? What makes it so endearing to the people of Kazakhstan?
I think it's like in this film we see like a family's relationship, and this boy, his father died on the Second World War, and every family in Kazakhstan lost someone in the war, and people, when they watch this film, they understand each other, they understand him. It's a whole culture. That's why even if it's old, it's almost 55 years ago, it made still even my son, even some our family's grandchildren, they still like this film, they watch this film. For 55, almost for 60 years, every month maybe it's screened in different channels in Kazakhstan. It's iconic film. This film brought most profit to Kazakhstan cinema and distribution, number one. Millions and millions. It's still bringing money to.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
For a film that has and it's aged very well, really. If a lot of our own films here in the UK, they get relegated to random channels somewhere up 799 up the list, and that's as often as we get to see them. Do you think it is like an accurate portrayal of the average person's life at that point in time?
Yeah, actually, I just want to say a few words about book. It's based on the book, actually.
Okay.
We have Berdirbek Sokbakbayev. He's a famous book writer, children's book writer. All his books, it's like school children, they have to read his books in order to know Kazakh people's culture and life very well. And book writer and my father-in-law, they were friends. And the book writer wrote this story based on his own story.
Okay.
It was his life story.
A question that came to me while I was watching today was, there is a moment where the teacher is explaining to another teacher about the hopes that she has for her children, her students. Do you think, in an off-screen way, do you think that that teacher was able to see those dreams come true through her students? Does that make sense?
Yeah, you know, this film was made, if you know history, there was a social realism.
Yep.
During Soviet Union time, you have to say all things related to social realism. And she thinks, she doesn't believe that enthusiastically all girls from school, they become milkmaids. You know? But another teacher, he wants to follow dreams. It's still on. It's still on trend in our school.
Right.
We have to teach our children to follow their dreams.
Yes.
No matter it's after war, Soviet Union time. It's which country, and I cannot say that that teacher is a bad teacher, but she believes to this communistic some other aspects. But if I explain to you,
that's great. Before I go on any more, have we got any questions in the audience at all? Yes, gentleman there.
Just on the money side, really. I mean, presumably there's some restoration there, and you know, obviously dubbing and so forth. Has there been a lot of money spent out on that? Or?
Money spent for dubbing?
Yes. And restoration.
Restoration, actually, all films made during Soviet Union time, they are now kept in Moscow still. After collapsing Soviet Union time, Moscow Russian people, they made a law and they took all rights made in Kazakhstan films. They have Russian rights. They kept in the Russian all these originals, and all originals they are on tape, on tapes. We made it on digital. It's not, you still see it's not a good quality. And all tapes are kept in Moscow, and one day I hope through my government maybe we will get all originals, and they made it. In order to dub it, as I am a distributor as well, I know how to dub films. We get all tracks, all soundtracks and all musics differently, and we'll mix with the dubbed language. In this case, it was not possible because all tracks, all music tracks, soundtracks, they are kept in Moscow, and we did it. We did our best. I hope in the future we can make much better.
So this is the original, not original?
Yeah, no, this is not original. All originals kept in Moscow.
Sorry.
This is taken from original. But in the future, I hope through my government we will get all our films from Moscow as other countries did, and we will make in different languages.
During the Soviet time, Russia has, Россия, она сейчас хозяин всех классических фильмов 15 стран.
Yeah, it was a law, I think in 1991, when Perestroika, after collapsing Soviet Union time, they immediately made a law that all films made during Soviet Union time, they belong to Russia.
Yeah, and now Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Georgia, 15 country, Russia has, Россия хозяин классических фильмов 15 стран.
They owner all classic films.
This problem for take classical movie Kazakhstan and another country among 15 countries, it's government problem, I think.
I think for now it's still good. Just for your information, 5-6 years ago, one of the country, I don't want to name that country, from one of the former Soviet Union country, they took all originals of their films from Russian fan, and they brought it to their studio. You know, to keep good tape, they need special temperature, humidity, everything, and they took it, and there was a fire, and they lost. In Russia, all our films in a good condition. I hope in one day we will get them back. But now we're happy.
Of course.
It's probably a good time not just to talk about the past, but talk about the future and how the film industry is currently in Kazakhstan. Can you just give us a little insight as to what's happening?
Film industry in Kazakhstan is growing very well. And it's I think it's everywhere, because everyone who even you have a good telephone, you can make a film. It's getting cheaper. Not that time. The old time it was very, very, very hard to make films. And I think it's getting much better.
Yes.
Film industry growing. We have a film fund now. Just two months ago, we created film fund. Government, and the government will finance. Very well, growing, developing is very well, and I hope to make co-production with England, to make more festivals like this.
Excellent.
And to get together all Eurasian countries.
Yes.
Yeah, because globalization, we are getting closer to each other, and we have to celebrate joy, love, compassion, all good things through our films together.
And how did it feel today, both seeing the film in a different language and obviously in London?
I'm proud of that. And before going to London, there was some newspapers already saying that Kozha is in London.
Yes.
Lots of even TV, radio, and I feel so proud actually. Proud not only to myself, to my family, because we dub this film, then I know each word even
Yeah.
of this film, and I'm very proud and I'm very thankful.
Good.
Because politicians, it's one side, cultural side, filmmaking side, another side. That's why I welcome to join to make good things together. I'm so proud.
Have we got any more questions out there at all? Yes, sir.
My friend came from Canada. He's one of the organizers of this
Yes.
festival.
I wanted to ask your husband about, what were your father's influences in film?
Каково было влияние твоего отца?
I mean, being in the Soviet Union, I mean, you don't get a lot of outside influences, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Because I was watching the beginning of the film and I can see bits of Jacques Tati, like, his comic flair for the movement and everything. So I'm just curious what your father's influence would be.
Какого, говорит, у тебя было влияние твоего отца на твою работу?
No, thank you. It's a good question actually, because you work in movie industry. I understand your question. As I told you before, everybody knows this famous film in our country. Everybody who lives in Kazakhstan. Ну, влияние моего отца, конечно, было. Конечно, было. Когда живешь ты в атмосфере творческой семьи, этого не избежать.
Of course, I had influence from my father, and I lived in this environment, filmmaking environment. He was born on the stage, I can say, on the filmmaking stage. His mom was worked in the movie industry for 34 years. She was pregnant on the making films, and he's saying that of course he got that influence. And his father was like a child in life. I didn't see him, but people say he had a soul like a child's soul.
In Moscow, Russia has very famous university, movie university, VGIK.
Yeah.
I graduated this university, and during my life, I knew that I work in movie industry. It's for me like a rule. And I have one dream, maybe between our countries, between Kazakhstan and England. What movie? Movie, it's like a culture bridge between two countries. Yeah, and culture, it's как это, вне политики, искусство вне политики, кино вне политики.
It's out of politics, culture is out.
Да, потому что именно кино, оно должно объединять людей.
Cinematography should unite countries.
Да, потому что можно смотреть фильм, непонимание языка, но если фильм талантливо снят, его можно, хоть китайский гениальный фильм, ты поймешь его.
Even if it's like a film from China, if it's very good made, in talented, you understand. It's like as people say, music has a universal language, and cinematography has a universal language.
Да, и кино это вообще это гениальное изобретение человечества. Тут и бизнес, и творчество.
Yeah, filmmaking is business and
Гениальное творение
creativity.
человечества.
It unites.
Да, и кино это хорошая реклама государства.
And filmmaking is a good advertising of your country. You can put your, you say product placement, you can put country placement in the film.
И, конечно, нужно наших детей учить классике, чтобы знали классику.
And of course we have to teach our children, our young generation, to know their classic films.
Потому что классика это фундамент всего.
Classic films, it's like a fundament, not only cinematography, fundamental for a lot of things.
Классика, она вне времени.
Classica, it's out of time.
Поэтому, да, вот мы решили вот в кинофестивалях сделать такую рубрику ретро-классика.
And we think in the future as well to practice in each film festival to show some retro classic films.
Yes.
Да,
Just some part.
среди всех новых картин просвещать мир о классических фильмах каждой страны, каждого народа.
And for example, in the future, if you just bring from other countries classic films, it will be good as well in the future.
Потому что молодежь, она маленько, ну, не совсем знает, что такое классика.
And
Её
we have
нужно
to
знать.
teach our children because they don't know their history, and through cinematography language we maybe can attract them.
Yes.
It's easy way to know their language.
Yeah, are you agree?
Yes. Yes.
For example, everybody knows Arthur Conan Doyle. Yeah, classical. Kazakhstan knows Arthur Conan Doyle, yeah, Sherlock Holmes. And на классике мы живем, растем. Классика это все.
Yeah, classic. It's our roots.
Поэтому мы показали вам этот фильм.
That's why we offered, and we are so happy you accepted this film.
We were thrilled to have it. What are you working on now and next?
Actually, I work in different. We work on different fields of cinematography. I am a distributor as well.
Yes.
I distribute all A-class Turkish films in Central Asia.
Yes.
And we make documentaries, and we are just making some co-production films with India, with Italy, and we hope maybe with England too. We are developing a lot of projects, but we have experience on making documentaries. He made 2 documentaries, and distribution, and we have experience in film festival as well. Because to Kazakhstan I brought a lot of Hollywood stars. Steven Seagal, Tyson, I brought all of them to Kazakhstan,
Right.
to the Kazakhstan Asian Film Festival. That's why we are working on different fields. And being here, we are just so honored, so happy. And to have tomorrow round table as well.
Yes, yes. For those that are in the film industry, tomorrow there is a talk done by our lovely guests here downstairs at, is it 12:30?
I think it's 12:30.
12:30 in Joe's place. So you can go down there and have a really good conversation about the film industry.
Yeah, and the
as a whole.
co-production opportunities, and we have some plans already. We talked to my friends, colleagues, and we are going to announce it tomorrow.
Excellent.
And we're so happy to be here.
And on a slightly humorous end, every time I see your name on the internet, you come up with a picture of Kevin Costner. Have you got any plans to work with Kevin Costner on anything?
Yeah, actually, yeah, we had we brought Kevin Costner to Kazakhstan. I think it's the 6th, if it's interesting for you, some story. And and on that time we started to make 1,000 soldiers, something like that, Kazakh film.
Yes.
And I involved him to that. He should play Joe's role. He put his dialogues, but at the end it was serious of politicians' involvement. That's why he couldn't. But he is still our friend.
Yes, good.
And he's very good, easygoing, not so like stars.
Yes.
I brought his whole Western band. He plays
Yeah, music
guitar.
band. He has music band.
He's a very
yes.
good guy.
Yeah.
Very good guy, very politician. Yeah. Good guy.
Steven Seagal is good as well, but he's a little bit proud of himself. He thinks he has to save the world.
I think there's a few people like that in this industry.
Yeah.
Any last questions before I let our good people go and have a little break? No?
Yeah, and all of them are welcome for tomorrow's my round table, and there will be a very interesting conversation. We have some other plans as well.
If you want to